Yo, how's it going out there? Everyone good? My audio is working properly today. It's good to see you, all of you. Yeah, I know we're in the vertical world now. In the vertical world, in a vertical world, in a vertical world, living in a vertical world of vertigo. You know what? Of course I prefer the wide way. It's better for guitar videos in every way. You can go this way a little bit. Actually, you can even scoot up a little. So I'm kind of far away. That's all right. We're good. But it's YouTube is the reason why I'm doing it. It's not for the angle. And also, real quick here, Michael Green with the super chat, a very generous super chat. I don't know if I've gotten that big of a super chat, maybe once or twice. So I really appreciate it. Michael Green, huge shout out to you. And I'll read your comment here. You say tacos have gotten really expensive. Yes, agreed. I think we can all agree on that. Free the taco. Free the taco. No, vertical is pushed out into the algorithm. So I'm getting, at least five times more people are watching when I do vertical than horizontal. And all the algorithms, it's really TikTok is the start of this whole thing happening, and just how popular TikTok is. It's not that we can say, oh, the TikTok videos are better or worse. It's just that's where the people are watching. We're in an instant gratification kind of society. It gets faster and faster. And so this style means that people are walking, holding their phone, and they don't have to flip their phone anyway. It's just where everyone is glued in right now in this angle. And so because of that, the algorithms are pushing out anything that's in this angle more than the horizontal stuff. But the long form guitar tutorial lessons, anything that's highly detailed, those long form YouTube videos are still going to be, in that classic side view. Oh, my laptop's going to die. Oh, thanks, dude. Matt, huge shout out to Matt. Forget the algorithm. We want to see you and not an ant cinema. Maybe you meant art cinema. Dean, I hear you, but you can see me just fine. I am going to do what I have to do to get, the strongest audience to support myself and my family. It's pretty simple. I'm not feeling bad about it at all. It's just what I have to do, within the parameters of this system that I am in to make a living and to, reach as many people too, to help as well. I'm making a living and helping people at the same time. It's a great thing. So anyway, I'm going to talk about Hendrix techniques. Now you can see pinned in the top comment there. The pinned comment is a link to my Hendrix inspired course, which is completely horizontal. My Hendrix course is HD horizontal video all the way. Multiple hours of techniques. It's 50% off for the next week, and I just made it 50% like an hour before this live stream. So you can go over there. Hey, Jesse or Jace, Jase with the super chat. What's my favorite guitar of all time? Well, it's got to be my signature Epiphone because of what it symbolizes and the journey that I've had in making lessons for people. So, to have your own signature guitar is pretty great accomplishment. So I'm very proud of it. And, it's always exciting to go on Sweetwater and see it's back ordered, meaning people are buying it. It's gotten a lot of good reviews. I think it's priced really well for like the quality of the guitar you're getting. Greg Golds just bought the signature guitar and he loves it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Really, 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 really appreciate it. Okay, I'm going to show you Hendrix Lick right now. Fred Wortham already bought the Hendrix course. Well, thank you so much, Fred. I've got a child in college now, which requires me to, continue to work here for a living. And so you're helping. Thank you. And hopefully a second kid will go to college too. Oliver says he's a producer looking to get into guitar. What would you suggest the first songs I learn? The very first song that's actually a great, and I'm going to get into a Hendrix lick I'm going to show you. I usually show Hendrix embellishments. I'm going to show a lick today. But your question, what's the first song? Boulevard of Broken Dreams by Green Day is really good because it's the beginner chords and kind of in a great order of learning those four chords. It's E minor, G major, and there's like a capo, and he might play different voicings, but I'm just talking like if you're a beginner learning your first song, E minor, G, D, and A. And that is a lot of songs, but it's Boulevard of Broken Dreams. It's also kind of like Wonderwall too, but Boulevard of Broken Dreams needs nothing fancy, just like... MJ with the super chat. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate that you bought some of my courses at martymusic.com. You're wondering if I do anything towards Latin ballads. Thank you so much. I don't have anything specific, but you could request some specifically what you have in mind when you say that. I'm not sure, like maybe a couple song ideas, and then I can get into what you might mean. Okay, so let me show you this Hendrix lick. I'm going to do it in the key of E, and it's kind of a cheater Hendrix lick because he does it where he's bending the B string. Anyway, I have an easy way to do this lick, but I don't think it's how he fingers it. And also, Hendrix uses thumb all the time because he has super long fingers. And I don't do a lot of thumb stuff. My fingers are shorter. But you can still play in that, mortal, not superhuman, but regular human style Hendrix. And I think my new course, or it's about a year old now, but it's brand new. Marty Music's 8 years old, and the Hendrix course is only about a year old. So this is a sale that's less than a week. It's 50% off, and it's also pinned in the comments there. And, helps pay college tuition. I'll throw that in there. Is that a sales tactic? It is true, though. Okay, so a Hendrix lick in the key of E. A lot of times you'd be in the minor pentatonic. And so you'd have like the 15th fret B string. 15th fret B string bent up a whole step. You're bending what's called the flat 7 up to the root. So if you're So what you can do, that's a whole step bend on the 15th fret B string. What you can do is you can actually do a half step lower. So the 14th fret of the B string, and you're going to bend it a whole step and a half step. So you're going, right here. So you just have to bend it a little farther, a half step farther than a whole step. But what's cool about doing it that way is you bend it up on that 14th fret B string. And at the same time, you're bending the G string. You're not playing the G string, but it's bent up. And at the top of the B string bend, you then hit the G, which has been bent but not played, and you bring that down. So you bend the B string up and the G string down. And it sounds like this. I screwed up. And so then another one that I've heard John Mayer kind of do a variation of this, but it's just down the blues scale. So in the key of E, it would be 15, 12, and then 15, 14, 12. I'm sorry, what did I do? 15, 14, 12, and then 14 on the D string, which is the root. So you go... But you bend that 15th fret B string, not even a whole step, but you bend it up so think of it as, but you're bending the B string on that first hit. So instead of, you're going, it's just got this little bend up. Soy Sauce says, wow, I haven't seen Marty around in forever. This guy taught me everything when I first picked up guitar years ago. Glad to see you're still playing, man. Yes. Thank you. Gray beard, but the same licks. Yeah, so he said, I haven't seen Marty in forever. I've made a video every day probably since whenever the last time he saw me was. But also it sounds like he's out playing and on his own guitar journey, and I helped him kind of get that start, and he's out exploring and doing his thing. What? 600? That's great. So while I've got you, if you check out that top comment pinned, my Hendrix course is 50% off. And I'm showing you stuff that's in it, but it's a whole multi-hour course with tabs, PDFs. But yeah, so 2 different bends there that I've showed so far. The whole and half step bend on the 14th of the B string, rolled over to the pre-bend 14th fret G string. Then the other one was just down the blues scale, starting on the 15 of the B. Oops. But you bend that first note. Another question, how do I keep my strings from falling out of tune from bends? Well, sometimes it will go out of tune, but you always want to tune up to the pitch you're trying to tune to. So like if my E string's sharp, meaning the note's a little high here, that's sharp. Instead of lowering it to where the tuner goes back, when you do that, there's more slack on the string. So you want to actually lower it below the pitch and then pull it up to the pitch so you have the tightest tension on that string. So I would lower it below. And so that's going to help. If you have a good lubricated nut here, this is the nut of the guitar. Lubricating, I know that sounds like a weird saying, but lubricating these grooves here for the strings helps that. And then this guitar, my signature guitar, has locking tuners on the back, which is, once again, it's all just having a lot of tension and no little spots where it can kind of slack out. So there's that. Don't forget, when it comes to Hendrix, that you got to have the very first Hendrix major chord that every guitar player should learn. And so if you have an E major bar chord right here, which has the root on the 7th fret A string. So 7th fret A is the root, and then ring finger goes on 9th fret D, G, and B. And the Hendrix way would be to cover your index finger across that instead. So that's still E, but then you grab, specifically for the E chord, the 11th fret A string with it, and that is the 3rd of the chord, the major 3rd. But what Hendrix would do all the time, so instead of playing this chord, he would play this instead. And then there's all these great little pentatonic things underneath. And then you'd also hear it in... So you can take a progression like E major to A major, and Hendrixify it. So far I just taught you 3 things, but there's probably a few hundred of these kind of ideas in my Inspired by Hendrix course, 50% off through the week, and you can check out the pinned comment at the top of the comments there, which will get you there, and appreciate that extra support. And I also think that the course is really good, and I've gotten a lot of great feedback on it from people that it's helped. So I think it's worth it. All right, now a new jam. Why not? So I'm going to use those E Hendrix licks. Super thanks for this super chat from Josh Norco. Appreciate it. So I'm going to do the Hey Joe progression, which the E minor pentatonic is perfect over. C, G, D, A to E. And I'm going to use those licks I showed you earlier. And if you missed the licks I'm talking about, this video is archived. You can watch it anytime you want at the channel. So here is those licks I showed you over a Hey Joe type of progression. Ghostbusters will fight for most of the money. Yeah, thanks so much, you guys. So check out that Hendrix course. I saw someone say rest in peace, Joe Walsh there. Greg Levinson. So there's been more than one live stream I've done where a legend has passed during the live stream. But I only see one comment so far. But is that something that you're seeing, Matt? Just TMZ would be on the front page for sure. All right. Well, hopefully that's just not true or a hoax or something. And I would say anyone that writes that as a hoax or to just, spark comments or whatever is pretty low. I think it's lame. Oh, let's check out the... Oh, someone said not a hoax. You got to check TMZ for that. Joel's? Is that not Joe Walsh? Whatever. No, if it's not on TMZ, it's not happening yet. Joel's. Oh. Who's Joel's? No, it's someone saying Joe Wells. All right. All good. Okay, I'm going to go to single coil here. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next Saturday. And don't forget about that Hendrix course at martymusic.com. 50% off through the week. And I appreciate the support. We'll see you again. Thank you, guys. Late.